First of all, congrats on the success of the Figment comic.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute thrill to work on.
Yeah, we loved having you on. We had a great audience reaction to the, the episode. And people just jumped out and got the comic.
Yeah, the response to the book has been, honestly, it was a little bit intimidating. People are really love it, and they've been bringing it by. I've been signing a lot of copies this weekend already, and yeah, a lot of love for the series. I mean, Felipe Andrade's artwork is, just stellar. It's a really good, marriage of the story and the art together. We're having a ball with it. So.
Okay, now that the story has finally concluded, did you ever think it was going to be this successful?
No. Honestly, it was like, I don't know how to say this. I was really excited to do the book, but in a lot of ways, the typical comic fandom is like, there's superhero stuff and then there's the other stuff. So to a lot of people, it was, it's a kid's book. It's going to be, just sort of a little focused kind of a Disney project. And I was thrilled to jump on board with it, and I didn't have any sort of delusions of grandeur. I just wanted to tell a good story. And when Felipe's artwork started coming in, I think everyone, both the Disney Imagineers and the Marvel people, started to go, this is more than we were expecting, or this is grander, and we all really got a lot of momentum as it went along. And Bill, I gotta give a ton of credit to Bill Roseman. He's our editor at Marvel, and he is unbelievably energetic and unbelievably excited about everything he does, and he put his all into it, and he built up the excitement within us, and then sort of let us run wild with it. So
yeah, and you guys got a second pressing on everything.
We did 3 printings of issue 1, 3 printings of issue 2, and then 3, 4, 5 have done second printings,
which is really unheard of.
It's unbelievable in this business. It's not. It's hard to explain to people if they don't know comics. That is very odd. It's great.
Yeah. So you have a favorite one of them?
It's hard to say, right? I mean, the first issue is really precious to me because it feels like we really defied expectations. When the announcement was first made and the artwork was released, we got a lot of love from Disney fans, but there was also a lot of people they were worried that we were going to toy with something very precious to them. And so I got a lot of these sort of tepid responses of, I'll try it, but I don't know about this young-looking Dreamfinder and this kind of steampunky, and so sort of defying their expectations and really delivering on something and turning them from being sort of neutral to absolutely, positive, and that they were then starting to preach it to other people and tell people how great it was. And so that one means a lot to me because I feel like we hit the ground running right. The 4th issue, when he becomes the Dreamfinder, that one to me exemplifies what we were trying to do with the series, and taking those core concepts from the Journey into Imagination, the attraction, that idea that you have creativity inside of you and that you can create something wonderful and that creativity is everywhere, and sort of putting a button on it and sort of putting it all into one place. Blair's at his absolute lowest, and he's, sort of lost hope, and that Figment is sort of the representation of pure imagination and creativity within him. I feel like that was where it all hits correctly. And so that one is probably, and then Felipe's artwork on that issue in the Nightmare Nation, where they're in that sort of weird, murky, cloudy space and everything is out to get them, beyond my expectations. You write something and you hope that it delivers on what you imagine up here, and then he just took it to the next level.
Yeah, because I noticed once the 4th one came out, there was a lot more talk about it.
Yeah.
A lot more people were interested in now this is Figment.
Yeah.
This is starting to feel what I know and I know and love.
Right.
So.
And the tough thing is that the original attraction doesn't have a plot, and it doesn't have an antagonist, and it doesn't have a timeline or a sequence. And so we're taking an abstraction of an idea and trying to make a story that delivers on that concept. And that's a tough thing to do, and I feel like, we had great feedback from the Imagineers, we had really good feedback from Marvel. It was a real team effort from start to finish. I came up with a lot of the ideas, but it was about everyone sort of coming together and understanding what we were going for and making sure that we were building on it every step of the way.
So following the success of Figment,
are
there any other plans with Disney or Marvel in the future for you?
Yes. Nowhere to lie, I had lunch today with Bill Roseman. He's my editor at Marvel. He's been a champion. Like, a lot of people don't understand in the publishing business. A lot of people say, well, how do you break in, and how does that work? A lot of times you're trying from the outside, you're building up your work, or you're doing creator-owned work, trying to sort of get someone's attention. And then once you do, having someone on the inside who goes to bat for you and believes in your work makes a huge difference. And Bill has been that way for me at Marvel, where he stepped up and he said, I like what Jim Zub does, and I think that he would be a good fit here. And he found a project with Figment that he felt would exemplify my qualities, and it's worked, and now it's that much easier for him to go to, his bosses and sort of say, look, they did that, we can try them in these areas or these spaces. And so literally like 2 hours ago, that was the conversation we were having. And I can't go into any more detail than that. But 2015 could be really exciting.
Good, so, great. We look forward to it. So along with Skull Kickers, you have Wayward. Wayward is his new series. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's a creator-owned series at Image. It just launched in August. And the elevator pitch, I hate to use that Hollywood term, but the short version of it is it's almost like Buffy in Japan. So it's about teenagers fighting Japanese mythological monsters. So there's these things called yokai, which are like spirits and creatures of Japan. They're myths and they're sort of legends of old. And these teenagers who are in Japan sort of getting themselves wrapped up in these traditional monsters brought to the modern times. So we take these old fables and myths of Japanese lore and we update them for modern times. And then sort of this new generation of kids trying to find their way, in the world while they're battling weird and exotic creatures of Japan. So it's like mythology is something really near and dear to me, and I've traveled to Tokyo several times. My artist Steve Cummings, he lives in Yokohama, and we've been wanting to do a project for quite some time, and it all just fused together into this really cool project called Wayward.
Awesome, great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure.